you have a description of what a white coat ceremony is. I will tell you that white coat ceremonies began at the University of Chicago School of Medicine, Pritzker School of Medicine, and the first official white coat ceremony was in 1993 at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. It was initially only for medical students, but now it has spread to all the health professions. Why that's the case, I'll explain to you as we get started with our official white coat ceremony. But this is very important for us. It is our first white coat ceremony. And in the nursing profession, this is probably the second year in which nurses have entered into their profession by having a white coat ceremony. So this is a very momentous occasion for us. It's a very momentous occasion for the college, and it's a very momentous occasion for all our students. I will tell you, we do have a reception planned afterwards, and I would like you to join us for some dinner. It's not steak dinner, but it is something to hold you over. And I would also tell you that when we picked this day, it turned out to be a very auspicious day, because you are entering into a nursing profession, and your families are watching you enter as starting your studies towards a nursing profession on Florence Nightingale's birthday. So later on, we will have a birthday cake to celebrate this occasion. So to get this evening started, I would like to introduce to you to Dr. Susan Saladino, who's chair of our nursing department.
Well, thank you all for coming today. First of all, before we get started, I'd like to introduce you to Sister Helen Cahill. Sister Helen Cahill will offer a prayer.
In reverence, we come before you, God of our understanding. We ask your blessing on all of us here present, but especially on these students of nursing who are fulfilling your divine plan for them by pursuing the profession of caring for the sick. Help them in their studies. Let them realize the worth of all they will do for those who are ill, and to see it as a sacred experience blessed by you. May they come to realize that the desire to help minds and bodies springs from the divine spirit within them. May they use this gift well. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Helen. Sister Helen is the calm before the storm in our office. She maintains all of our records, and she's been with us for many years. Can I ask how many here are nurses already? Do we have any nurses in the audience? Registered nurses in the audience? 1, 2, faculty, besides faculty? Okay. So, for those of you who are first going with your family member down this journey of becoming a nurse, I'd like to share with you something my husband said to me the other day. He said, you know, before you were anything, you were a nurse. I said, wow, really? That really gave me cause to stop. And I said, yeah, before I was a mom, before I was a faculty member, before I was anything, I was a nurse. And I was an emergency room nurse. So those of you that watch emergency room nurses on TV have a little bit of an idea about what nurses do. But I thought I would share it with you because nurses are in a unique position, along with some other health professionals like physicians and dentists, that they are in charge of their own profession. They are in charge of policing the profession, setting the standards, setting the regulations, deciding what is contemporary practice, And so this is done by nurses from all across the United States. And how do they do this? Well, it's as easy as running this department. It's as easy as triage. And what does the triage nurse do? The triage nurse, A, B, C. When you come in the door, you're an A, you're a B, you're a C, you're a D, right? So what is the A? The A is for the most serious, the most important things. The A is for accreditation. So nurses around the country, through their American Association of Colleges of Nursing and Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education and the American Nurses Association, they set accreditation standards that defines everything from what the credentials are of the faculty who teach there to the students, what they study when they're in school, the courses, and all of this is set by bodies of nurses who belong to these accrediting bodies at both the federal level with the Department of Education, the national level through the accrediting bodies like the American Association of Colleges of Nursing and the CCNE, and the New York State Department of Education up in Albany. They approve everything. So that's the accreditation piece. And without that accreditation piece, we don't have the independence that we enjoy as nurses, because this is bestowed on us through our organizations, through the Federal Department of Education. The second thing is, the next thing is the budget. The budget is the engine that drives this whole thing. So just a moment of thank you to all of the budget officers at our college that help us to move this project along, to the Board of Trustees who approve our budgets every year so we can do all of the wonderful things that we've done, from hire new faculty to start a fabulous new nursing lab to having support by people like Alan Brodowski, who has just been our right arm throughout this entire program since we've started it, and many thanks to Alan. We also stick Alan under budget because he's a buddy. So Alan goes under B along with the budget officers and the buddies. The next thing is the curriculum, C. C is for curriculum. We design the curriculum, the faculty own the curriculum. Through their various specialties, all of the people that work here have to have degrees in nursing at the master's level or above, and they have to have representative specialties to teach you in those areas where you will go. So pediatrics has to have Ellie Kehoe as a pediatric nurse practitioner. Family, Ronica Mukherjee. She's our expert in not only family nurse practitionering, but she's our AIDS expert to help us through our issues in community health nursing. So people like this lend form to our program and our many adjuncts. We have now about 15 adjuncts from across the county. We've got a couple from the VA, a couple from the Health and Hospitals Corporation. We have Ann Beauvais, one of our speakers today, comes from Bellevue Hospital at the Health and Hospitals Corporation, and several other of our distinguished partners over the years. We've hired adjuncts from these hospitals to help us. So that's our curriculum. Those are the kinds of things that we have. But never before has nursing been called upon to do so much and to care so much for so many people. With the Affordable Care Act, you're it. You're the front line. You're going to be the one taking care of patients who have never had health insurance before and who will continue now to, for the first time, to be able to have health insurance. So, therefore, the Institute of Medicine, the Carnegie Commission have all done massive studies about nursing education, and based on their recommendations, our curriculum has become increasingly more rigorous with intense courses in pharmacology, pathophysiology, not to mention the usual statistics and liberal arts courses that we base everything on here at the college. So this is an important thing for you to recall because our curriculum is based on the liberal arts. And all of these courses that we've designed have all been designed so that we're in compliance with the requirements of our accrediting agencies, and to think towards the future. What will the nurse look like in the 22nd century, not just the 21st century? So when we look at the curriculum and we look at those things that are important to us, the next thing comes the notion of D, dissemination, delegation. Dissemination means getting all this information out to people. It means delegating it to those people who, just like nursing faculty, take such pride in educating the next generation of nurses. There are other people here who are not nurses that we could never do this job without. The admissions office is just as a yeoman's job to try to help us cull the best possible applicants we can get for our programs. The registrar's office, I mean, they're like a tag team working together to make sure that students are able to use any of the courses they've had in the past. So we rely on these people tremendously to do this program and to do it effectively. So you don't have to be a nurse to make a nurse. In fact, you can't be a nurse and do it all. But with all of this help, it reminds us of a very famous old nursing slogan, many hands make light work. So all of the help that we've had at the college, from Lisa Esposito in the admissions office to Megan Valenti in the registrar's office and Sue Weissman, head registrar, all of these people are indispensable to us, and they help you. They're here to help you. So when I think about all of this, I think about the many role models that I've had over the years. I've had the good fortune to study with people like Rachel Rakovich from Long Island Jewish, who was my first teacher in nursing healthcare. Martha Rogers was my teacher. Martha Rogers inspired me to go on for a master's level education. And Diane McGivern at New York University was the chair of my doctoral program. These three people were just such special people in my life that I hope one day you'll be able to come out and say, there were some people in my life and I know them 1, 2, 3, and I know this career A, B, C, D. So right now, I'd like you to learn about one of the role models in the nursing profession. In nursing, we refer to them as living legends. So one of our students, Marissa, is going to share with you one of the living legends that we've studied during the course of this semester.
Hello everyone, my name is Mirisa Baritarovic and I am a student here in the nursing program at St. Francis. I am grateful to have the opportunity to speak today in front of fellow classmates, friends, and family. It is an honor to speak about one of the living legends by the American Academy of Nursing. Not only is Dr. Colleen Good living legend status in the eyes of the American Academy of Nursing, I believe she should be for all of us here as nursing students progressing through this journey ahead of us. The Living Legend Award recognizes those who make extraordinary contributions to nursing sustained over the course of their career. Dr. Good has an exemplary and sustained record of contributions to the professional nursing practice, education, and research through her impressive leadership and outstanding scholarship in nursing administration. I hope that I can have everyone's attention as I speak about all of the dedication and hard work that Colleen has demonstrated over the years of being not only a highly regarded nursing executive, but also a researcher and professional innovator. Dr. Colleen J. Good is a highly regarded nurse executive, researcher, and professional nurse innovator, both nationally and internationally. Her impact on the nursing profession first became recognized when she served as nursing director of a small Iowa community hospital. While there, she gained national recognition for implementing research utilization strategies by developing a video and guide used by more than 1,000 hospitals and colleges of nursing across the country and the world. For these contributions, she received 4 Sigma Theta Tau Awards, as well as one from the American Hospital Association. Dr. Good's innovation continued to impact the practice of nursing with the seminal publication in nursing research in 1991 on evidence supporting IV saline flushes that were as effective as heparin on care quality and cost. This report changed practice both nationally and internationally and continues to show impact in unexpected fields such as veterinary medicine. Her sustained work in the fields of nursing, staffing structures, and how they influence patient outcomes was first published in 1998. She continued with a 2011 research article in Medical Care reporting that nursing staff impacts nurse-sensitive outcomes in addition to patient morbidity and mortality. These citations represent a sample of more than 50 publications she has generated while in the roles of Vice President for Patient Care Services and Chief Nursing Officer. Her influence as a researcher and outstanding nurse executive, transforming the culture of the University of Colorado Hospital into an internationally recognized evidence-based practice institution, resulted in A1 awarding Dr. Good the Nurse Researcher Award in 2003, as well as a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2011. Her contributions to the University of Colorado Hospital, along with the Ann Schultz Medical Campus, were recognized with the prestigious Sabin Award for Exceptional Contributions at the 2005 commencement. As a graduate of the University of Iowa Baccalaureate and PhD in Nursing Programs, she has been awarded the College of Nursing Distinguished Alumni Awarded in 2004 and the Distinguished Alumni Award for Achievement in 2010. Dr. Good was a leader in founding the first post-baccalaureate National Nurse Residency Program in collaboration with the UHC AACN in 2002. She continues to conduct research reporting successful program outcomes. More than 40,000 BNS nurse residents have graduated from 82 acute care hospitals sites nationally. The Academy recognized this innovation as an edge runner in 2010. She continues to lead in promoting innovations in her current faculty role at the University of Colorado College of Nursing, contributing to a new educational model to merge community college and upper-level BSN education. Dr. Good unstintingly gives her scholarship and knowledge, contributing to the Academy of other professional organizations through service of boards, committees, and projects. Her distinguished career represents a lifelong passion for the advancement of professional nursing. Thank you.
Boy, can you imagine her in a couple of years? Wow, that was terrific. Next, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Pamela Stryker. Dr. Stryker is the Chief Operating Officer of the Brooklyn Health Disparities here in Brooklyn, New York, which is an affiliate of Downstate Medical Center, the Borough President's Office, and the Arthur Ashe Institute. Dr. Stryker is a psychologist by training. She's had numerous awards and medals of recognition from prestigious places, including Yale, City College of New York University, among others. Today, we work with Dr. Stryker and her associates at the Brooklyn Health Disparity to establish programs that will foster the interests of our students, our faculty, and most of all, help the individuals who reside in Brooklyn and who participate in her program. So, Dr. Stryker.
Good afternoon. And I'd like to say I am so honored to participate in today's activity, the first white coat ceremony for the St. Francis College Nursing Program. I really must give you a hand. I am proud of you. As a Brooklyn resident, I look out at the new and sunny faces, and I really have to smile. The nursing school, and particularly Dean Saladino, has long been on the cutting edge in designing programming that anticipated the future of healthcare delivery. I first came to know Dr. Saladino when I was the CEO of a not-for-profit mental health agency in Brooklyn. And at that time, we were just getting to introduce the idea of combining primary care with the delivery of mental health services. Dr. Saladino heard the question once and without any hesitation joined with us in helping the recipients of our mental health services to do a better job with their medication, in helping our psychiatry staff be able to really get medical records. And as you know, much of that is a big part of the Affordable Health Care Act now. So really, she was at the cutting edge then, and at this point, she's at the cutting edge with you. I congratulate Dr. Saladino, and I thank you so much for my being here. And now I have a chance to collaborate with her in talking about the Brooklyn Health Disparity Center. And I believe Dr. Saladino asked me to be here so that I could speak to you about a particular area that some of you may be interested in. As you know, New York City is one of the most densely populated areas, and it is also one of the areas where you will encounter people from all over the world. And the Brooklyn Health Disparity Center is a joint venture, as Dean Saladino said, between SUNY Downstate Medical Center, Arthur Ashe Institute for Urban Health, and the Brooklyn Borough President's Office. The goal of the center is to, and this is a long sentence, but it's what we do, is to create, foster, and disseminate community-engaged research findings that contribute to the elimination of racial ethnic health disparities in Brooklyn. So in essence, we work with the community first to identify the problems, the health problems they feel are most important, and then to research those problems to figure out why the communities we see in Brooklyn are having different health outcomes than some other communities. Very important is the community's role in helping us to identify what's wrong. So, as you know, traditionally, or as you may know, traditionally, research was done from top down. So researchers figured out a question, and then they imposed it on the community. The center believes that it is important for the community to have a role in defining what the problems are. So, we focus on ensuring that underrepresented populations are trained and encouraged to seek careers in the sciences. So we do have internship programs that range from high school age students all the way to postgraduate students. And currently, the center is addressing HIV/AIDS prevention by providing training to barbers and their clients in barbershops in Brooklyn. This work is based upon the work of Arthur Ashe Institute, in which the work that you do is taken into the community. So we don't wait until people come to the hospital, but rather we go to salons, etc., to really get the problems addressed and to design and do prevention programming. So we address also cardiometabolic disorders, and specifically right now we're looking at sleep apnea. So David, if you will run the tape, you'll have an example of what happens in the community.
Hermie Frazier has been running a salon here in East Flatbush, Brooklyn for 30 years.
What I do, I try to build a rapport with the customers, find out how they're doing, how's the health, and they'll say, oh, I just came from the doctor, and the doctor said this, and the doctor said that. But what I find out, most of the customers, they will discuss things with the hairdresser, but they don't tell the doctor. This is a smoothie antioxidant.
When you go in for an appointment, you may end up getting more than a haircut.
Now you do expect it, because when you come in, she's not just doing your hair, she's talking about what did you drink, what should you drink, what should you take, what should you do.
Hermie Frazier and other salon owners in Brooklyn are trained by the Arthur Ashe Institute to address health issues using the close, comfortable relationship they share with their clients.
I have one client that comes to me, and the Arthur Ashe Institute was talking about the breast cancer awareness, and then she The week after, she went and tested to see about her breast, and then she found out that she had cancer. And she called me and told me, "Oh, Hermie, you know, look what happened, you know. Just because y'all was talking about that in the shop, I went and tested, and I was diagnosed. But she's doing right. She's doing okay now."
Barbers are trained to reach out to men in the community.
The last disease Arthur Ashe came in to enlighten us about was HIV and AIDS. It is staggering to see how many people are affected.
Though Dr. Cutt's owner, Desmond Romeo, isn't a medical doctor, his customers say he's saving lives.
You were talking to a man who lost, at least going forward, from 300 and about 50 pounds, I'm down to like 3. And that really has to do with them. My brother right here would give me like fruit drinks and vegetable drinks and stuff. Dr. Dez, he would ask me like, what do you like to eat? And I would say stuff like, you know, I love my cheeseburger deluxe and the milkshakes, and I would drink soda and stuff like that. And he said, you know, instead of doing that, he said, try for me egg whites and turkey bacon. I owe them my life, because I'm on the road to recovery.
What makes clients seek medical advice from a salon rather than a doctor? Lack of insurance can discourage clients from seeking preventive care. But for many, it's a matter of trust.
None of them are getting paid extra for this. They get paid for a haircut. But a doctor, when you go to a doctor, he gets paid regardless of whether you decide to take the medications and stuff, or whether you decide to act on what his advice is and stuff. He's still going to get paid by the health insurance companies and stuff. And that is the biggest difference.
I don't want to even look at the fact that if we weren't here, thank God we are, and we will continue doing what we have to do concerning working with the Arthur Ashe Institute to spread the word and keep the community educated.
What I like about the program is that it brings it to the people that don't know anything what's going on about their health.
I decided to show the film because it really gave you, or gave all of us, an idea of the various things that health professionals, and you in particular, can do. What you heard really was information about people who are hesitant about going into traditional medical settings. One thing I do know is that you as nurses really have an exceptional opportunity to have an impact on any of the communities you serve. Nurses are ideally suited because they generally have a holistic approach to health issues. In fact, they are the most trusted healthcare professionals within the field of medicine. They have a history of working with marginalized groups and an ability to partner with communities and serve as advocates. Long-standing practice and research contribution in working with most vulnerable communities is also an asset for nurses. More than 150 years ago, Florence Nightingale noted a strong link between a population's health and its economic prosperity, and she called for all people to be treated equally. As nurses, you will be addressing issues that pertain to disparities, which can be caused by gender. So sometimes people are treated differently or have different health outcomes on the basis of gender. They sometimes have it on the basis of socioeconomic status, and for any reason that is just not acceptable. So we are serving the Brooklyn community, and we know that there are a lot of disparities that exist in the healthcare system, and you are the people who will be able to help us solve them. The future nursing role in eliminating health disparities is really hinged upon many factors. It includes your ability to work with primary care providers, which many of you may wind up doing, the ability to develop comprehensive, culturally tailored interventions. You know, nurses usually listen to their patients while everybody else is running around. Nurses actually listen. And so you have a very, very special talent, which many in the profession don't have and aren't given the opportunity to exercise. So if you're only allowed to be with the patient for 15 minutes, it's kind of hard to really develop the kind of relationship that nurses who have more of a relationship with patients have. I think that you have also more experience in going into communities, and I'm hoping that some of you who are in this class will choose to do that. And I think you also can make interventions familiar and comfortable for patients. You use cultural strengths as building blocks for change. I am very, very happy to have been given this opportunity. I hope to see many of you when I go, wherever I go for health care. And again, thank you for having me, and have a wonderful, wonderful time.
Thank you, Dr. Stryker. Certainly, you're a gem in the borough of Brooklyn. The next person I'd like to introduce is Anne Beauvais. Anne Beauvais is a faculty member with us here at St. Francis College since we started the program in 2001. But beyond that, Anne Beauvais is a clinical instructor at Bellevue Hospital of the Health and Hospitals Corporation. And if you see her in action in her office, she's the person responsible for making sure the ICU nurses know what they're doing, the CCU nurses know what they're doing, the new graduates know what they're doing. She's the one that keeps nursing rolling at the Bellevue Hospital Center, which, I might add, is one of the best hospitals in the world. And no matter where you might go in your life, when you say, and I was a student at Bellevue, they're going to know what you're talking about. So Anne Beauvais is here with us today, and she's just back from Albany because she's very active in legislating for nurses change, for funding for nursing, for better staffing. And so Anne Beauvais is one of our treasures here at St. Francis College.
Thank you, Dr. Saladino. I just also want to take this opportunity to thank St. Francis College on behalf of the nursing department of Bellevue when Sandy happened, because we needed a place to find as a home again in order for us to maintain our credentialing, those things that make us a healthcare agency. And St. Francis was kind enough to do so in a most generous and welcoming fashion. So I just want to thank again St. Francis College for doing so. And I also want to take this moment in time to say that I know Dr. Saladino also from another venue, from City College. And it was a very sad day when City College lost its nursing program. And I feel this, in a sense, this is a vindication, a resurgence in terms of the power of nursing and the idea that, you know, we are here again and we're facilitating an educational process that is so vitally important with regards to nursing and the profession of nursing. So I thank Dr. Saladino for her stick-to-itiveness in terms of facilitating this. Thank you. Now, Dr. Saladino asked me to speak a few minutes on the future of nursing. Well, the future of nursing is built on its past. And we keep talking about Florence Nightingale. And everybody thinks this woman was this little lady with a lamp waltzing around the Crimean War and, you know, cleaning up the unit, whatever. But in actuality, most of these women from those days were activists. And she was not only that lady with the lamp, she was also somebody that established the foundations of nursing to the point of understanding the importance of an educational framework and to bring research and to bring a framework so that we can build further information on. And she was known as a statistician. In fact, one of her quotes is, "To understand God's thoughts, one must study statistics, the measure of his purpose." And she established a plan, an action that ultimately is still utilized with regards to the management of infection control. Now, when I came into nursing, I went to Hunter College. And how long ago it was City University, and it was in a different framework. It was before the city went broke and tuition was free. But who I was trained by were the Bellevue School of Nursing graduates. And the Bellevue School of Nursing was established by Florence Nightingale. And in terms of looking at the components of practice, the components of the profession included and was sustained obviously by the framework of healthcare standards and practice that were established, but you were also expected to develop further those standards and practice to meet what is common practice for the day. And some of the women that trained me, Margaret Whitehorn, Arlene Krieger, for particular, established critical care training at a time when critical care was something new. I was also introduced to nurses from the hospital next door, NYU, Carol Birdsall, who also played a vital role in terms of establishing the specialty that I'm involved with regards to critical care. So in terms of looking at further development, like I said, you have to look at where you come from in order to be able to move forward. And a huge component of that also, it's one thing to gather information, and it's one thing to focus on your own internal skill mix. But you have to realize that you're part of a team. And you have to never lose focus as to who you're taking care of. And you have to advocate for those people. And you have to make sure that access to care is paramount. Two of the bills that I've been part of, not just myself, but my colleague Pat Hollam, and also from Niceness here today as well, have been advocating for is single payer and safe patient staffing. So, the idea of single payer in terms of looking at access to care issues, making sure that nobody is turned away. Safe patient staffing, you're looking at making sure you have the appropriate resources to take care of patients. So you're never challenged in terms of what you can do that's necessary for your patient population. Sometimes it's not always easy. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be exactly perfectly where you want to be. But the idea is to strive for that and to realize the situation at hand may need your advocacy, may need your commitment and your dedication. Bellevue Hospital is the oldest public hospital in the nation. It's actually the oldest hospital in the nation. It was developed in 1732. And its mission statement is just that. It treats everybody equally, regardless of ability to pay, regardless of place of origin, regardless of gender, just simply regardless. And I do believe that all healthcare institutions, even though some may be slightly different in terms of their structures than others, have a framework that focuses on that as well. So I know all of you are going to give it your all. And unlike the dean of nursing, when I was at Hunter, said, look to the left of you, look to the right of you, chances are you're not going to see that person when you graduate. I know you're all going to see each other when you graduate. And you're all going to exemplify what nursing is all about and facilitate that and be mentors to future nurses that will follow you. Thank you.
I would like to say that when I told Ann that my son was going to be a resident at NYU in Bellevue, she gave me a bit of warning of advice, which I gave to my son. And he said, listen to the nurses and be scared of them and treat them nicely. So he's taken the advice. This really now is going to begin what we call the white coat ceremony. I just want, and I'll say a few words for closing when we get to the closing part. I do have some thoughts about what today represents. What is going to happen is that we're going to have the students come up. They are going to be put on a white coat. They're then going to step over to my left. The reason, what we've decided to do at the college, we are very aware of the future of nursing. We are very aware of the importance of healthcare. We are very aware of the changes that are going on in the healthcare profession, and that is with mobile technology. So the college has made up its mind that the best way to train our nurses is to introduce them to the digital revolution, and we've decided to give each one of our nursing students an iPad, a cover. Of course, the electrical charger, we'll probably charge $300 for that. But we have decided to do that. The reason is not a random to give you a throwaway gift. The reason is we expect our textbooks. You see, I carry mine all over here. I carry around 1,500 books on this. We expect your textbooks to be on here in the future. We are concerned about your passing the NCLEX exams. We are concerned about you accessing the library. Libraries today have become increasingly digital. So to ensure that you can get the best in education, we have decided to also provide you with a digital component to your education. This is not a stethoscope, although we are hooked up to a stethoscope with this. There is this revolution that's very, very important, so we've decided to honor that. So I'm going to call up Veronica, who will bring up your names. In addition, I would like to invite our nursing faculty to come up and be part of the ceremony.
Maria Kulkarni. Taylor Hubner. Brittany Vacciana. Yeah, feel free to cheer. Ashley Gil Rodriguez. Nicole Gilardi. Nicole Marcella. Jessica Segara. Gabrielle Douglas. Janine Capuana. Sister Maria Vu. Amanda Prasad. Samantha Gossman. Alyssa Casiorizo. Adela Radoncic. Raimonda Dumpite. Rayanne Aboud. Jenna Pilty. Brittany Palmieri. Hannah Paterni. Natasha Williams. Gabrielle Alba Zambrano. Ashley Burke. So Francesca Gabrielle, we have a special guest to put on Francesca's white coat. This is Dolores Anastasio, who also graduated from St. Francis College from the BSN program. That's her grandmother. It's pretty great, yeah. And also Alan's student. Okay, great. Asmira Hasanbegovic. Quan Chen. Marissa Bayraktarovich. Eric Rocha. Mohammed Mokhtar. Naya Rembert. Natalie Jean. Lindsay Morton. Shanice Rodriguez. Christelle Dulcini. Did we miss anyone? Okay, hand of applause for all of our white coat nursing students.
In many white coat ceremonies, there is an oath. In a few years, in 2 years from today, imagine that, in 2 years from today, we're going to have another ceremony, which is called the pinning ceremony, that will make you all nurses, and you'll take an oath at that time. What is now being done is, for our students, if you would rise, and please recite the oath, which is in the back of your programs. You ready? You want me to start for you? I'm not a nurse. I will
consider the welfare of humanity and the relief of suffering primary concern. Act in a compassionate way and trustworthy manner in all aspects of my care. Apply knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients. Exercise sound professional judgment while abiding by legal and ethical requirements. Accept the lifelong obligations of through professional knowledge and competence.
Thank you. They need a round. So before we go on and conclude, there's a few words that I would like to say. I am really overwhelmed by this since I first came to St. Francis College and worked with Dr. Saladino in creating an RN to BSN program. I have worked with her for many years. This was a dream of mine. My next dream is a master's program, which we're starting to work on. We are going to grow. I do want to thank the members of the nursing department for letting me, help them. We have been able to obtain grants, 2 grants to support nursing for over $1 million. And the college has put in its own money to make sure that this nursing program grows and develops. So I really want to congratulate all of you and your families for the achievement of becoming part of our first nursing class. Congratulations. Voltaire, so since this is a liberal arts school, I should say something about the liberal arts. Voltaire once said that those who are occupied in the restoration of health to others by the joint exertion of your skills and humanity are above all great on the earth. They even partake in divinity, since to preserve and renew life is almost as important as to create. So what this ceremony today does is to really honor you, but more importantly, honor the nursing profession and the part they play in healthcare, and recognizes that you are on parity with every other healthcare profession. Nurses today share the same ideals as every other healthcare professional. So, by now including you in this ceremony, we hope to establish a stronger sense of community among yourselves, to be caring healthcare providers, to become one with other healthcare workers and become a member of the healthcare team. That's very important. We, all of us at the college, from the president to all the faculty and staff, really hope that all get to share a sense of pride in your accomplishment. We share pride in your accomplishment. We hope that you share pride in our trying to help you as well. And we hope that you engender a sense of responsibility in providing compassionate care to your patients. You are really at the beginning of a journey, and you are part and now members of a very, very distinguished class, your other classmates. This is very important. Congratulations. You have many challenges ahead of you, and you have survived your first one. You have listened to me talk. I will see you again in 2 years as you graduate from the college, and we'll take a special joy in seeing you all employed. I will take a special joy in having you next September in pharmacology. You see how nervous they are. If you have any problems, please share them with us. Very important. So I'd like to congratulate you and remind you of one thing. You are not on this road alone. You have the faculty and staff of the nursing program, but more importantly, you have your families. You cannot reach any sense of accomplishment without the assistance of your family. This is not an individual effort. They are the ones, parents, friends, significant others, brothers, sisters. I got that all in and wanted to make sure that they were covered. All of the support that you give them, all the complaints that you will hear about how hard the courses are and how hard and how mean we are. Our goal is to make sure that they succeed on the road to becoming true professionals. Congratulations.